Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel for another video today. If you're new here, my name is Brittany and I have lost 102 pounds on branded Mounjaro and then on compounded tirzepatide over the course of 2 years. And here on this channel, I love to share all things related to GLP-1. So if that interests you, please hit that subscribe button. But today we are actually going to be talking about how to naturally increase the GLP-1 hormone in your body through different foods that we eat. This is a very interesting topic, or it's a topic that I'm really interested in, and I hope you guys will be as well. Through GLP-1 therapy like Wegovy, Ozempic, Mounjaro, Zepbound, all of those semaglutide, tirzepatide peptides that we are putting in our bodies are essentially, we are synthetically replacing the GLP-1 hormone, right? Because that hormone is naturally produced in the gut of our bodies. And it got me thinking, is there a way that we can help the production naturally in our body? And not by naturally, I mean naturally, like not through a supplement that we take or a vitamin or anything like that, but basically just based off of our nutrition and what we are putting into our body and what we are doing. And so I started to do some research on it and I actually came across a lot of cool information that I want to share with you guys today that I hope you'll be interested in. So we're just gonna go ahead and jump right on into it. So GLP-1, if you do not know, is the hormone that is produced in the gut that is actually responsible for blood sugar regulation, as well as appetite, digestion speed, tons of different things that it helps to control within the body. The biggest one obviously is blood sugar regulation, which is why these medicines were originally developed to treat diabetes. So they do that. They help with blood sugar regulation by telling the body to release insulin and at the same time reducing the amount of glucagon that is released into the body. And so those two things together combine to help regulate blood sugar levels, right? So that's all great. That's fine, whatever. A lot of us now, we know, do not have the proper amount of the GLP-1 hormone in order to regulate our appetite, regulate our cravings, regulate our sugar levels, which it all ties back to your insulin and your sugar levels. We don't have that sufficiently in our body to help regulate the body. Now, in order to understand sort of how these foods can help with GLP-1 production, we need to understand like how it occurs in the first place. So GLP-1s, if we're producing them in the natural way, when we eat certain foods, our body creates what is known as, let me make sure I get this. Oh, I turned the page. I didn't even need short chain fatty acids. And those short chain fatty acids within our gut actually activate L cells, which then produce GLP-1 hormone, okay? So when we are putting the GLP-1 in our body through the use of semaglutide or tirzepatide or liraglutide or all the other ones, what we're doing is just bypassing that whole process. We don't need to activate our L cells to produce more GLP-1. We're adding it to our body synthetically, right? Now, what are the foods that can help trigger L cells to create GLP-1 naturally in the body? There actually are a few different categories of foods that really help with this. And what's interesting to me, and you might find this interesting as well, is when I was going through this list and I was reading all of this information, which I will link all of the articles that I pulled information from down below, but what I really noticed was that a lot of these foods are actually regular foods in my diet every single day. And when I look back and I think about people asking like, how did you respond so well to the therapy? Or how did you lose weight so quickly? And so now I'm wondering if there's some tie between the people that have these type of nutrients going into their body that are on a GLP-1 and the people that do not, and how that is sort of affecting overall success on the GLP-1 therapy. I think that that is something that is really cool that needs to be studied. I have so many like study ideas in my brain. I'm going to reach out to Lily and be like, yo, hit me up. Look, I got plans. I got ideas. Oh, I just found a pimple on my face. Anyway, so a lot of these foods are foods that I was regularly eating or am regularly eating every single day. So what are the first category of foods that are known to help with GLP-1 productions are called prebiotics. And so what prebiotics, you've heard of probiotics, right? Probiotics are things like yogurt, things that we put into our body that help create healthy gut bacteria. Prebiotics are fibers that your body literally cannot break down, okay? So think like green leafy vegetables. We're going to get into examples in a minute, but essentially your body cannot break down the fiber in prebiotics. And in turn, those fibers kind of sit in your gut and they help with good, healthy bacteria production, which makes short-term chain fatty acids, which then activates L cells, which then helps with GLP-1 production. So prebiotics are, some good examples of those are actually resistant starches, which is interesting because a lot of people will stay away from carbs in a high amount, but resistant starches are like green bananas, cooked rice, potatoes, stuff like that. So eating those things can actually help with GLP-1 production, which is quite interesting. So there are a lot of people, there's this whole tie between like keto diet and not wanting, like not having cravings or whatever. But when I was on the keto diet, it was always the opposite for me. Every time I tried to go keto, it was like the cravings were intense. I could not handle it. And I could never get to the point where my body was like in ketosis because I would like die before then of cravings and hunger and low blood sugar and all of the things. And so to hear that these resistant starches actually turn around and help your gut to be healthier, create good bacteria, activate L cells, make GLP-1 is actually pretty cool to hear. And it's good news for the starch lovers like me in our life. I mean, I'm not telling you to go and eat like a whole loaf of Italian bread, right? But there are good carbohydrates that can help with many functions in our body. So resistant starches, dietary fiber that is natural dietary fiber. So think fruits and vegetables, green leafy vegetables, broccoli, spinach, kale, all of those types of green leafy vegetables that provide you with a lot of natural fiber and nutrients can then help the good gut bacteria. Legumes is another one. So peanuts, beans, stuff like that. And then whole grains like wheat, garlic, onions, funny enough. But when I say whole wheat, I mean whole wheat. So like barley and flaxseed and chia seeds and stuff like that. That's within that sort of nutritionally dense category of grains, right? That's what we're talking about here. Again, not a loaf of Italian bread. So that's the first category of things that are known, like I said, as prebiotics that are good for helping to create the natural, healthy, good bacteria in your gut. Now, probiotics, like I mentioned, yogurt is another really good one. So like yogurt or kombucha or kefir, stuff like that are really good for helping you to, yogurt's really good at maintaining good gut levels. It's not going to help you to create the good gut levels like prebiotics would, but yogurt is going to help you to sort of, you're eating live bacteria when you eat yogurt or kombucha or kefir or anything like that. And so when you put that into your body, it helps just kind of maintain the flora within your gut so that it's all even and working out the way that it should. And why I keep talking about gut health is because as I have gone further into this GLP-1 journey and further into learning more about the relationship between your brain health and your gut health, or even your gut health and every other function in your body, it really just goes to show how important nutrient dense foods are overall in not just your journey on GLP-1, but in keeping everything healthy, right? Have you ever heard the people that say that if they don't have a bowel movement within a couple of days, that they are just like in a bad mood and they're awful and they are, are sluggish and they can't get anything done and they're just not in the right headspace because your gut health is off and your sort of microbial biome is not functioning in the way that it should be. And so it's affecting everything else in your body. Same thing as hydration, which water, as always, water, drink the water. It helps with everything. But what I found really interesting with this is the fact that there are so many people who eat these foods, and that's like people that are on like whole food, clean type diets that are able to maintain that diet for a long period of time. I think a lot of these like what we call health nuts, right? That are able to maintain their weight and their energy levels and their workout routines and all of the things, and they're eating these foods that are so helpful in producing natural GLP-1 in the body. So maybe we're shifting now to realize that the fact that some people were overweight and some people, a lot of us were overweight and GLP-1 deficient, is because our nutrients were lacking. And that's a hard pill to swallow, right? Because we've just gotten over the fact, or just getting used to the fact that saying it's not our fault from being GLP-1 deficient. But I don't think that we can 100% say that. And I think that most doctors would agree if they were presented with all the information. Because I think it just goes to show that our nutrients, like I said, were lacking, and we were not fueling our body in the proper way to produce GLP-1 naturally. And so I think it's coming full circle now. I'm not of the opinion that we don't need GLP-1s and that they're not helpful and that they're not saving all of the lives. No, that's not what I'm saying here. But I am saying that I think that we can alter our diets in such a way that can help us on our GLP-1 journey. What I meant when I said that I eat a lot of these naturally. Oh, another one. I don't know why I didn't mention that here. I just completely skipped over that. Healthy fats are also really good. So like avocado, olive oil, stuff like that. And then like chicken and fish and stuff, that the leaner meats are also really good at helping you to produce GLP-1s in the body. And so all of these foods, olive oil, chicken, broccoli, salad, fruits, especially like berries, are foods that I eat literally every single day. I can 100% say that I eat fruit, yogurt, chicken, and broccoli 6 out of 7 days every single week. It's just foods that are naturally in my rotation and have been since I started my journey. And so I'm wondering if that has contributed to my success, not because I'm eating foods that are quote unquote healthier, but because I'm eating foods that just for the fact that they naturally help to produce GLP-1s in the body. So I want to know what your thoughts are on this. I've just been seeing, there was a talk show recently done where a nutritionist came on and talked about foods that naturally increase your GLP-1 levels. And it's just starting to come to light a little bit more on ways that you can do this or aid in the process with it naturally, in order to have more success or to have quicker success or to have longevity of success or whatever. And so I don't know, I find it very interesting, and it just goes to show you there are a lot of people that say that you don't have to change your diet or you don't have to exercise, you don't have to do any of the things in order to be successful on this medication. And I said it in my last video and I'll say it again. Yeah, maybe you can lose weight in the short term doing it that way, but are you really going to be benefiting your long-term health to be doing it that way? So I found that really interesting. I want to know, of course, what your thoughts are on this down below. Which of these foods do you eat regularly? And do you notice that when you eat these foods, you don't have as much cravings or hunger? I can say prior to GLP-1, back in the day when I would diet, when I would have like chicken and broccoli and some brown rice as a meal, as one of my meals throughout the day, it like just that meal would drastically help me be able to control cravings and all of that. And now it makes sense if literally every single piece of food on that plate helps me to make GLP-1 naturally. I've said it once, I'll say it a million times. We don't need all of these like GLP-1 supplements and stuff like that are coming out. I think that some of them can help if you want to make things more difficult. But I also think that if you just focus on nutrient-dense foods and taking your shot and exercising a few days a week, that it'll happen naturally and you don't have to put too much thought into it and you don't have to think it over so much. So let me know what your thoughts are down below. I want to know, again, which of these foods you eat regularly, and do you think that they help you? Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will see you on Monday. I'm sorry I did not have a video out yesterday on Thursday. My kids have been home all week for snow here. because as soon as they see a snowflake in North Carolina, they shut down schools. So my kid's been home all week, and so it just wasn't happening. On top of that, I had a kid with the flu. My middle child, my daughter, had the flu in the beginning part of the week, and then they were home the rest of the week. So it's just been a bit of a week. So thanks for bearing with me on that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next video. As always, all links for everything down below. There was something else that I wanted to say. If you are a patient of Orderly Meds, they did send out an email, so take a look at your email if you have not seen that already, kind of laying out what their next steps are in this current time where the court case is still going on. So they kind of just let out a little bit of an update, I think pretty much as they feel comfortable telling us right now. So if you're with Orderly and you did not check out your email, do so to kind of get a glimpse or an idea of what's going to be happening right now while the court case is still going on. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.